Hello! Today's video is about the latest development from naturopath Baklayan, namely the Deep Discharge Zap, and above all, how to use it. If you have no idea what the DDZap is, then take a look at my introduction video, which I've linked above. I'd also be happy if you subscribe to the channel, and if you press the bell, you'll always be the first to know when there's something new here. As explained in the introductory video, the DDZap is a zapper extension with which you can carry out bioresonance therapy at home. It can be used with ampoules as well as other substances, and you can also apply your therapy information to carrier materials such as mineral wood drops to extend the therapy impulse. This can be used by anyone, regardless of whether you can test bioenergetically or not, and that's why I explain in this video how the whole thing is done without testing. Now, let's see how it works. Here I have already assembled the DDZap. Here the zapper, the Fractal Enhancer, the electrodes, earthing, and the 3 brass cups. It's very important to use the first 2 cups labeled burden and support only with glass beakers, especially if you use ampoules. Otherwise, the ampoules would lose their information over time, and they are simply too expensive for that. I thought I'd give you a few examples. Firstly, the topic of bioenergetic blockades, then heavy metal elimination, and the topic of intestinal bacteria. The programs for the intestines and heavy metals are all on the included chip card. To treat the bioenergetic blockades, you need an additional card, and you need the appropriate ampoule sets for all 3 topics. Another small note, the BiBlow chip card cannot be used with the DDZap for the bioenergetic blockades. In this case, these are simply 2 different types of application. I would start with the bioenergetic blockades because these are actually always tested in practice and can represent a major blockade in frequency application. This includes areas such as scars, geopathy, electrosensitivity, electrical charges, Baklyan, and 5G. You place the ampoules in the burden cup, and you can also place all 10 ampoules in there at once. The support cup contains supporting information, which I don't need in this case, and the 3rd cup, drops, can be filled with mineral wood drops or other carrier materials such as neutral globules to transfer the frequency information of the current application. You can then take the drops as a supplement 3 times, 5 drops each time. This prolongs your application, so to speak, otherwise you would have to repeat it every day, as the information would no longer remain in the body. No glass insert is required for this brass cup. To use the bioenergetic blockades, you need an additional chip card, the MEB, Meridian's Bioenergetic Blockades Radioactivity. Insert it into the card slot as usual, click on chip card and then on OK. The program has 36 minutes and you can now let it run through completely. The length of the program always depends on the number of ampoules you have in your burden or support cup. With 10 ampoules, it is 36 minutes. With up to 3 ampoules, it is only 6 minutes. If your application time is less than the full 36 minutes, you would have to check again and again to see when your required time has been reached, or alternatively, when you are on the chip card, go to OK again, then the individual sequences of 3 minutes each appear, and you continue from sequence 1 until you have reached your application time. So the zapper beeps every 3 minutes and you don't miss the time. Next, I want to treat the intestinal bacteria. To do this, I take the included DDZap chip card and insert it into the slot. Then I go back to the chip card and now I have 3 programs here. To use the intestinal bacteria, I need the BSC program, Bacteria Mole Candida, and then I proceed in the same way as before. I have 10 ampoules in the DBK test set with information on E. coli, Shigella, or Helicobacter. I put them all in the first beaker burden, and to extend the therapy, I now put a new bottle of mineral with gold drops in the drops beaker. The 10 ampoules are now used again with the 36 minutes on the chip card. As a final example for today, I'll show you how you can eliminate heavy metals with the DDZap. It was not possible to eliminate anything with the zapper before, but now it is possible. I basically proceed in the same way as with the other two examples. Here I have my 10 ampoules from the Heavy Metal 1 test kit with mercury, lead and aluminum, for example. I put them all in my burden cup, and in the second cup, the support cup, I can now add something to support the elimination of heavy metals. In practice, there is a well-proven combination of coriander, white garlic and algas. I now only have coriander and algas, but I put another bottle of mineral with gold drops in the back cup. The matching program is the second one on my DDZap chip card, TMU, Toxins, Metals, Organ Support and Intolerance. After I have 10 ampoules again, I would also use the 36-minute program, and that's it. What is very important now is that the chip card programs all run with 0.1 volt, in other words, on microcurrents. There is a reason for this, of course, and it must remain that way, so please keep it as it is and do not increase the voltage for Exeter programs, for example. That would be one thing. Secondly, especially if you are using the DDZap as a layman, I would not recommend starting 3 or 4 larger programs at the same time. By that, I mean not tackling Lyme disease, EBV, toxins, and your intestinal problems at the same time. This might overload your body a little because it simply needs time to process everything, and every organism is different. So it's better to focus on 1 or 2 topics than do additional support programs such as crystal. I still recommend the Diamond Shield program before your treatment anyway, and perhaps also the 4 walls, detox, relax or feel good, or if you want to work with ampoules, you could support your specific immune system with the immune system ampoules and the SIT chip card. Then I wanted to say something about the beaker burden. Of course, you can also add incrimination information in the form of original material such as pollen from the windowsill or secretions from a cold. It is perhaps important to remember that a separate bottle must be used for each topic. It is also advisable to label the bottles. You can put an opened bottle back in the cup to refresh the information, and the bottles can also be refilled. What is also immensely important, actually in general, but especially with the DDZap, is the intake of high quality empty water, preferable close or reverse osmosis water, and not too little of it, which can easily be 2 to 3 liters. Otherwise, you may experience an interesting phenomenon which even Mr. Baklayan doesn't know exactly where it comes from, namely pain. I have also been able to test this. However, I want to allay your fears. These pains disappear within minutes if you drink a glass of water, or don't appear at all if you drink enough in advance. Furthermore, in my opinion, it is also advisable to always support a Zap application with high-quality nutritional supplements. As far as I know, naturopath Baklayan himself will also be holding a webinar on how to use the Deep Discharge Zap. You can find the information on this in the free Diamond Shield community. If you are not already registered there, you will find the link in the info box. I think there will definitely be more videos about the DDZap. If you have any general questions about it, please write them in the comments, and I will also link you to further information. There you will also find affiliate links with 5% for you and a bonus for me. Thank you very much. Now I wish you a really good time and see you soon.